today I'm back with another declutter video. It is all about face palettes today. I will link to my previous declutters down below. So far we have covered foundation, concealer, powder, bronzer, highlighters, and blushes. They will all be linked down below and they were all excessive. Today should be probably no different. I'm always surprised with how much I can shove in these drawers behind me. As always, any unused products will be donated to Sistering, a women's drop-in center here in Toronto, and the rest will be given to friends and family who are interested in the products. And I had something else to say. Oh, if you're curious about this makeup, I just did a really fun Instagram Picks My Makeup video, so that will be linked down below. It all came out surprisingly well, so if you're curious, that will be down below, but let's go ahead and get started. So here is the totality of my face palettes. So there's blush, highlighter, contour, and then some combinations. Definitely more than I thought I had with every category. And I know there's some in here that I definitely want to get rid of, but I know there's also a few in here that like I don't necessarily use, but I want to keep. Anyways, I have about 85 palettes here. I had to double up on a few because face palettes obviously take up more room, but let's go ahead and take a look at each of them. And as always, I'll be starting with my favorites and then go through each palette and let you know why I'm keeping it or why it's going. So I want to start with one of my favorite all-around face palettes. I've talked about this before, but I find being able to find a face palette that I can use every single shade in it is very, very hard because the bronzer is generally too light because most brands come out with one shade of face palette, which is annoying. But anyways, this palette is the Too Faced Natural Face Palette, and I think it's amazing. I can use the bronzer, I can use these three as blushes. I could probably use this as a bronzer too. I've never tried, and both of the highlights are gorgeous. I'm not making any sacrifices here. I think that I can get a complete look out of it. There's variety between the shades. They're all really high performing, and I could not recommend this enough, so clearly this is gonna stay. I've raved about this Smashbox palette before. It's from their holiday collection, and again, it kind of has everything I need in here, even a banana powder to set my under eyes, which is just great for travel, so I'm gonna keep this. But they recently released the Cali Contour. I've only used this once, so I can't totally report back, but I think by this time I will have used this in a Get Ready With Me, so if that's up, I will link to it down below. So far, it seems good. I could use a little bit more depth, I think, but I think it is a good alternative to this palette here if you weren't able to get this at the holidays. So this is a Becca face palette that was released this most recent holidays. Again, another palette that I can actually use every single shade, although this one isn't really like my kind of shade, but I could use it. And the bronzer in here, although it is not my regular shade of their Sunlit bronzers, I can make this work. So I think it's great. Unfortunately, limited edition, along with these other two palettes that I'm going to show you that I'm going to keep, I think. I don't know, it feels weird to get rid of them. But this is the first Becca Jacqueline Hill palette, and then this is the second. And again, I really like all the shades in here. I love the blushes in here. It has a good bronzer and whatnot, so I am going to hold on to them. I have some great drugstore palettes here, so I have a whole video talking about the latest from CoverGirl, but I really enjoy all of the face palettes that I've launched. So this is the one that's for deeper skin, and I think the bronzer is good. But I talked about this in my video, and I feel like they should have swapped out the bronzer, or sorry, the blush and highlight. Because to me, like, these are more flattering tones on deeper skin than these. But overall, I do think the quality of these are really good. And I wish I could just keep this one, but I actually like the highlight and the blush from this one better. And then this is the highlighter version, and I think this is good too. This is the one for deeper skin, but they have one for lighter skin as well. From e.l.f., I have the Blush Dark palette and the Bronzer palette. I swear that I had the highlighter version as well, but I don't see it here. I know that I am missing a few palettes already, like I can tell from what I have here, but I am going to keep both of these. I think they're really good. I mean, I don't reach for face palettes that often, but like I've said before, I end up keeping items that I don't necessarily reach for all the time for review purposes, for comparing, for full face of e.l.f., because, you know, I need to have variety. I can't just hold on to what I like, because then I would be getting rid of a lot more. So I do hold on to a little bit of extra. Not that I don't like this, but it's just I don't reach for it a ton, but I do like to have it on hand just in case. This is a contour palette I know I hate. I think this is the first cream contour palette I bought, and this kind of started me on hating cream contours, but I've actually come around to them. This, to me, the formula was bad, and I had so many people be like, just put an oil on your face or put an oil in there. Like, I don't want to have to do that. So I'm finally gonna get rid of this, although I do feel a little nostalgia just because, you know, kind of brings me back to that time of when I was first trying out this kind of stuff, but it just is bad and taking up space, so this will go. Two more items to go are from Almay. These are their complete looks. I tried to make these work. I did not like them. I didn't think the quality was good. This has like hard pan, I don't know if you can see, and I barely used it. It has lip products in there, which annoys me, and I just thought that these were really not good, and you can definitely get a better look from, you know, Wet n Wild or NYX or e.l.f. ColourPop for the price of, like, this would probably cost near $20 in Canada, so it was definitely not a big lose for me. I have two Anastasia glow kits here. This one is in Sugar, I believe it's called. Sweets. I liked this. I didn't love it. I felt it was a little glittery for my taste, but I am going to keep it. And then this one I really like. I don't know if they discontinued it or if this was the one they kept, but this was Sun Dipped and really nice. I actually haven't reached for these, and I probably should. It's been a while. I've got some face palettes here from Essence. I'm going to hold on to this one. Again, kind of just for purposes of if I ever want to do a full face of Essence. I do think it's nice. This is their contouring palette. I'm going to get rid of this one, and I'm also going to get rid of the Luminizer palette. I thought that this was just plain bad. This one I'm getting rid of just because I have too much, but this one, I felt it was really, really chalky, really no shimmer, not even like a nice natural highlight. It just wasn't nice. If you have very fair skin and you're looking for something to add, I don't know, I don't think I can recommend it at all, actually. I did not like it. A great drugstore palette that I can absolutely recommend is from Joe Fresh. I think this is supposed to be a bronzer. I haven't actually tried it as a bronzer yet, but this is a beautiful natural highlight. This is a super glowy one. I used this in a recent full face of Canadian makeup. This is from their new launch. They also have a blush palette that has like purple tones in it, which is not here in this pile of products, and I really like them both, so they'll both stay. Back to Essence, I have this Blush Play palette. I think it's okay. I think the shades are nice. They're kind of a little more muted and a little more neutrally than what you normally see at the drugstore, but I am going to get rid of it just because I have too much. I'm going to hold on to this Essence palette. It's the Glow Must Go On, although the packaging annoys me so much. I think the highlighter in here is so pretty, and I think that this makes a pretty highlight too if you have a deeper skin tone. This is probably one of my most used contouring palettes. It was the first one that actually I felt could actually, you know, match my skin. I used primarily those powders to set my under eyes. I thought those were great. And then I primarily used these powders to contour. And then I did pick up the cream version at IMAX last year, and I don't think I really like it. I'm gonna hold on to it, but gonna give it one more chance, but I don't think I liked it very much. So this kind of looks like all the same palette here, but they're actually different Quo palettes from launches over about the past 2 years. They send me all their new launches, so that's kind of why I have them. Looking at them all here together, I'm kind of like, it's a waste just to release essentially the same thing every year, but I guess they find it lucrative and that's why they keep doing it. So I'm going to hold on to this one because it's the newest. It has cool oil slick packaging, although you can see how dirty I've gotten it. This one's broken, so that's going to go. And as I've mentioned in my past videos, if anything is new, I'm going to donate it to a shelter here in Toronto. Oh, there you are. I'm wearing my house dress. And if it is not new, it's going to go to a friend or a family member. So I'm going to get rid of these. I actually do like Quo's face stuff. I think that these launches are good. So if you do see them and you are curious, as you can see, they all have different packaging, which is kind of cool for each launch, but I wish that they would step outside the box a little bit. But I do, oh no, I got powder all over this blanket. It's okay, it's for YouTube. But I do wish they would step outside the box a little bit, but the actual formula is nice, so these will go. He will stay. I have a few palettes here from Sleek, and I think they make incredible blushes. This is their Blush by 3 in Lace. I'm definitely keeping that, and Blush by 3 in Pink Spirit. If you have deep skin, you need this on your face. Also going to hold on to this highlighting palette. I think they make such good stuff. You can order from their website to Canada, and I haven't had customs, although I haven't ordered from them in a while, or Ulta, I believe. I am going to get rid of this guy. As you can see, it's broken, but it's also one of their face shaping palettes, I believe in the shade Fair, and I think I got it at a makeup swap and just picked it up because it was sleek, and it's really not my shade, so this one's gonna go. From NYX, I have 3 of their face palettes, and I actually really enjoy all of them. I think this blush palette is great. I think it's so versatile and has a ton of great shades in there. A lot of time blush palettes can kind of be a little bit bland, but I think this has something for everybody, and it's quite wearable but interesting at the same time. Then I have their Strobe of Genius palette. I think this is good too. Again, interesting shades in there. And then this NYX palette, I don't think I bought this. I think I got it in a swap or something. I'm not totally sure, but I really haven't played with it much, so I do want to keep this on hand. Here's 3 products that I know are going. This is from Pixi, and it's just, again, similar to that Essence one. The quality is just really bad, really chalky. Did not like it. From Catrice, this is their contouring palette, and again, I did not like this. I feel like cream contours in a pan don't really do it for me. I prefer a stick formula. And then this is from Rimmel. I've had this forever, and I find the texture just to be so bizarre, although I don't have them here with me. I don't know where they are right now, but I did review. They came out with new 3 pans, and I like those much better, so I'll link that review video down below. Here we have a bunch of limited edition stuff that is not going anywhere. So this is the NARS Guy Bourdin palette, and this is like one of the first probably high-end items I purchased for myself. I remember I was feeling a little down and bought this, and oh, this palette actually, that's funny. So I think that this is really nice. It's got some classic NARS shades in there. I really don't reach for it that much, but not going anywhere. Love this Tarte blush palette. This is a holiday palette they did years ago, and I think it's just, again, a great selection of shades, and Tarte's blushes are great. Packaging is really nice. It's like holiday and fun, but not too bulky. This is from the Urban Decay Jean-Michel Basquiat collection, and I thought this was a great palette as well. If a bronzer works for me in a face palette, I, immediately want to give it a thumbs up, but I did enjoy the other products in here too. And again, beautiful, beautiful packaging. This whole collection was just incredible. From the Estee Edit, RIP Estee Edit, I thought this was a great highlighter palette. Really nice shades in here, really versatile. You could use as eyeshadows and face, and cute packaging. And this was NARS Holiday 2017. I can't remember what this collection was called. Oh, the Man Ray collection. I thought this was a great collection, and these shades in here are super pretty. The bronzer is a little bit light for me, but I can make these work for sure. So I have 2 palettes here. These are from Bad Habit, which is available on the Shop Hush website. I did a video on them when I ordered from them last year, which I'll link to down below, but apparently they're not shipping to Canada anymore for the time being, which is really annoying. But these are 2 of their highlighter palettes. This is Paradise, this is Oasis. I'm going to keep this is Oasis. That's what I'm going to keep. This is actually a cream, and then the other 3 are powder. And then I'm going to get rid of the Paradise. I haven't actually used this one yet, and I don't really need to, and these shades are a little bit lighter and not as suitable for me. But I did like this one. 2 contour palettes here that I enjoy. Bare Minerals Bare Pro Contour Kit. I think this is really good. They come in 2 different shades, thank God. So this is Tan to Dark. And then another palette that comes in multiple shades is the Urban Decay Naked Skin. I haven't actually played with this that much, but I do like it, so I'm going to hold on to it. A few palettes here from Maybelline. I'm going to get rid of this one. It's their Master Contour. It was fine, but I would rather hold on to these 2 because they just have a bigger variety of shades. So this was the Master Bronze. Again, could have used another shade of this. And then the, what is this called? Master Blush. And I think these shades are interesting, especially for the drugstore. I have some super visually pleasing palettes here. So this is the latest from Benefit. It's their Blush Bar. And I haven't really played with this that much. I've really been meaning to try Gold Rush on my cheeks, and I haven't. So this is going to stay. This is old, but I don't care. It's not going anywhere. It's the How About Them Apples Cheek and Lip Cream Palette from The Balm, and it's adorable. I did really like these while they worked for my face. They're probably far too old now. Caramel was my favorite shade. And this does still exist. I do think it's really nice. It's a nice creamy light formula. And then this is a good contour palette as well if you have a similar skin tone to me. The Highlight and Contour. The under eye powders are super brightening. The highlights aren't like the brightest, but they're quite nice. And then you're getting kind of these, I would consider these both blushes and these 2 kind of contours. Depends on your skin tone, but it does work for my skin tone, and I feel like it would work for a lighter skin tone as well. If you're looking for some good bright blushes, these palettes are a good place to start. I really like this L'Oreal palette. Again, a little bit different. different in way of shades for the drugstore, and especially because they're matte. So this is the Infallible Paint Blush Palette. Then from NARS, I really love this one. I think it's gorgeous. It's the Wanted 2 palette. And from Juvia's Place, this is their blush palette. I really don't give this enough love. I need to play around with it some more. I also have the eye palettes, which I haven't played with much. I was just so attracted to their packaging. Buy it, put it in a drawer, and then didn't really use it again. But I have used this a few times, and I think the quality is great. My stay pile is looking mighty large. So here's a few that I'm getting rid of. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Instant Look in a palette. It looks really nice, but this was sent to me, and the shade that was sent is far too light, so that's gonna go. This is a Clarins palette, and I actually really like this. I think the under eye setting powder is good, the bronzer is good, the blush is nice. Should I keep it then? I should keep it. Let me see if it's limited edition or not. Okay, so this was limited edition, so it's gonna go. Then this is from the dollar store, from Dollarama. The shades actually weren't bad, but it smells like poison, so that should probably go. And then from Tarte, I don't own any Tarte highlighters, and that was the only reason I was gonna hold on to this, but I was like, I can't keep holding on to things just in case I do a video and I might need it. Like, if I need it, then I'll go get it. So I am going to get rid of this because the shades don't really speak to me that much. It seems nice, but they're just a little light for my skin. It's the Skin Twinkle Volume 2 palette, so these are all going to go. Got some more highlighty, contoury blush goodness going on here. This is from Stellar Beauty. It's a Canadian brand, and I do quite like this. This can be used as a bronzer and then highlighters depending on your skin tone. From ColourPop, this is a great duo. I think it's so orangey and gorgeous, and the highlighter is such a gorgeous color. The shade is not on it, but it's nice. Then this is from Koki Cosmetics. I bought it when I was in the States last year, and I meant to do a video. I bought the Koki Cosmetics foundation too. I'm just drowning in foundation, so I'm gonna hold on to that. And then from the Body Shop, this is a contouring palette, and it's actually like quite deep if you look at the shades, so I'm gonna hold on to this. Okay, a whole bunch of drugstore palettes here. Gonna hold on to this one from Makeup Revolution. I think they make really nice blushes. I love their single blushes. So this is the Ultra Blush palette in Sugar and Spice. Then from Physicians Formula, I can't believe I didn't try this. I was dying to try it, then I was so excited when I got my hands on it, but I think by the time I did my video about them, the new deeper shade of Butter Bronzer had come out, so I didn't end up trying this. I am pretty sure that's going to be far too light for my skin to highlight it, or sorry, to contour it, but I think I might be able to use these to highlight and bronze, so I'm going to keep this, and I've been really impressed with their face products. From Pixi, I'm going to get rid of this, although I think it's beautiful. I'm keeping a lot of face palettes, and as someone who doesn't really reach for their face palettes, I should probably try and get rid of a few more, and they just sent me some new highlighters that are in kind of duos, which are a little more approachable for me, and I'm more likely to reach for those, so I'll get rid of this. And then it really pains me to get rid of this, but I probably should. I've held on to like all my other Wet n Wild limited edition single highlighters, so I think I'm gonna get rid of this palette, although I think it was really nice. And then I'm gonna hold on to this. I actually haven't used it yet. Is the Mega Glow contouring palette. I had this, and then I think they sent me this in another package, but I thought I had it in in the other shade, but I'll try it in this one. I think I broke it actually. And then lastly, from Black Radiance, this is their True Complexion contour palette. I picked this up while in the States. I think it's a little bit dark for me, so I'm gonna get rid of it. So we're coming to the end of it. I've got some Inglot palettes here. So this is like their Freedom system, and I'm gonna hold on to most of this. So this is a blush palette with 2 blushes and 2 highlighters, so these are gonna stay. I quite like Inglot, by the way, if you were curious. Then this is just a blush palette that I created. I'm gonna get rid of this one. I threw it in my Ulta order as like, I think it was like $2 to make it work, and it's like not magnetic, and I'm just not gonna use it. But otherwise, I'm gonna hold on to these 2 from Inglot, and then these are all Makeup Geek, I think. Yeah, Makeup Geek. I haven't reached for these in a long time, so I really need to do some like shop my stash videos. Those are in the works. And then these are, what are these? Just face powders from Inglot? Interesting, these are just face powders. So I do plan on doing a full face of Inglot, so I'll hold on to these and then go from there. It kind of pains me to get rid of this, but I think I'm gonna get rid of it. It was nice, but I like the Papa Don't Peach blush, and I have other 2 face products. And this is broken, and it's really not deep enough for me, so I'm gonna get rid of this. From MAC, this is one of their double palettes. Is there anything even in it? Oh my god, there's nothing even in it. Is there? Nothing in it. Okay, this will stay. I think I moved the blushes out into that Inglot palette because it was easier to see. And then lastly, I have, this is a little Sephora Z palette that I created on my own. Again, these are both Makeup Geek contours. And then this is Inglot, and these are Makeup Geek eyeshadows that I like as highlighters. I do plan on doing eyeshadows that make good highlighters video, so stay tuned. And then lastly, these are from Makeup Forever. I think they make, these face powders are really beautiful. So this first one was a collaboration between Makeup Forever and my good friend Glamzilla. So obviously keeping this, and this highlighter is incredible. Blush, it's great. Then I do receive Makeup Forever PR. So they had asked me what 3 shades I wanted, and I picked out these 2 super bold blushes and this face powder. So I'm gonna hold on to these, nice little compacts. So here is the finished product. I have laid out all the ones that I'm getting rid of. There's about 26 here, and then that means I'm holding on to about 60, which, I mean, I've said this before, it's obviously excessive, but when you make YouTube videos, you need to have more than what you actually need. And I also like to keep things that are special to me. And I mean, I don't really need to declutter anything, but I do want to clear out my collection, and this is also a great way for me to kind of revisit things that I like, tell you why I do or don't like something, and then you can get some insight on what you may want to purchase, along with let me know what you'd like to see more of on my channel. So I'm pretty pleased with this. So much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know down below what you would like to see decluttered next. And of course, at the end of my declutter series, I will be doing a makeup collection video. If you'd like to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SamanthaJaneYT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!